Good evening. So, yes, here's another video. I am finally going to do Hope the Blue Whale video, which should have been my last video or the one before that, but here it is. So I'm going to get straight into it. So if you're not into like wildlife or museums or stories about the life of an animal, then this isn't for you. I'm not bothered about views on this video. Well, I'm not bothered about views on any of my recent videos. I used to be back in the day, but now I just do this for fun. So anyway, so Hope the Blue Whale is a blue whale that's remains are at the Natural History Museum in London. They've been there for over a century, and last year there was a documentary series on, a 4-part documentary series, and in the first episode, the story of Hope is revealed. That's one of the focuses of that episode, and it was quite moving and quite inspiring. So it's something that I wanted to talk. That I just wanted to make a little video about it, and you can go and look and find and watch the documentary. The documentary's been and gone, but I assume it's out there somewhere, streaming it or watching it online. I'm pretty sure someone can find it. So yeah, in the late 18th century, I believe, or 19th century, the late 1800s anyway, a big blue whale, a 25-metre blue whale, beached on the Irish coast in the UK. That's right, a massive blue whale beached in the UK, which is crazy. It's not something you ever really see, and its remains were eventually given to the Natural History Museum in London. Now, the remains have been there for ages, for over a century, but it's only recently, in the past few years, that Hope has made its way into the main hall. So when you walk in, that is what you see. Obviously, for over the last century, it's been the Diplodocus, or aka Dippy, but now Dippy's on tour, literally. They've moved Hope into the main hall, and there's a professor there who spent most of his career trying to find out what happened to Hope. Why did she end up on an Irish coast? What led her to that ending of her life? So yeah, I'm just going to touch upon what he found out. So essentially, the museum has some of Hope's baleen. So baleen is, they're not teeth, they're like really fine bristles that filter out like really small fish. And what he does is he takes samples from that baleen and sends it off for like really fancy scientific tests that with the results, can tell him a lot about Hope. And he gets these results back, and he finds out the route that Hope would swim on a yearly basis, and I'm pretty sure it's like a 6,000 mile swim she did every year, just like a big loop over and over and over, and then it comes to one point where she stopped swimming her usual route, and she was in the same area for about a year, and he wanted to know why, so he sent off a more detailed test, and the results came back, and she had 2 very high levels of 2 hormones, and one was a stress hormone and one was a pregnancy hormone. So he finds out that Hope actually had a calf. So for a period of time, Hope was pregnant, and then she actually gave birth to a calf. So that is why she stopped doing her usual migration back and forth, and then obviously after she had the calf, for a period of time, Hope stayed with the calf, and then the calf grows up, and they part ways. But after that, Hope didn't. She started to make her way back, getting back to her usual route, but it was cut short dramatically. And he wanted to know what happened, so he found out in a museum or at the town hall in Ireland that around the time Hope was beached, there was a really bad storm that lasted 3 or 4 days. It came in from one of the oceans, and the Irish coast got the end of it, got the thick of it, towards the end of the storm. And he believes that after the pregnancy, Hope's body was weakened. She wasn't as strong anymore. She probably put most of her energy on looking after a calf, because at that time whaling was really big, and unfortunately over 90% of whale population were slaughtered by people, and to this day the whale population is still recovering from that. So he believes Hope mentally and physically was distressed and couldn't fight this storm, couldn't fight the tide, and ultimately gave up and ended up washed up on a beach in Ireland, of all places. And he then found a picture of a huge blue whale beached on the Irish coast with 4 men around it, and one of the men have got a stood on Hope with a harpoon spear. You know, like he's in this professor's words, he believes he was releasing her, so putting her out of her misery, basically. It's quite a sad story, but it's one that, I don't know, it kind of not struck a chord, but you know, I've rewatched that series since. But he ended it on a good note. He said what's magical is that blue whales live for around 70 years, roughly, and it's very possible that Hope's great-granddaughter or great-grandson, great-grandchild is swimming our oceans today, and Hope's grandchild would have either recently passed away or just on the end of their lives, but Hope's great-grandchild will definitely be in our oceans flourishing today. Obviously, if she's not been, fingers crossed, not been beached or, you know, killed by a shark or whaled. But yeah, Hope's great-grandchild is probably swimming our oceans today, which is a really nice thought. So yeah, I don't know, I've found that Hope's story really inspiring, and I just wanted to put it out there. So if you've not seen that documentary series, it came out last year. It's 4 parts to it. It was on what I call normal TV. I have Sky, but it was on one of the, you know, the normal 5 channels. So before I post this, I'll find out exactly what it's called and put it in the description, and you can feel free to go watch it. Obviously, it's not just about Hope the blue whale. In that episode, they do cover other things, including, obviously, I'm going to mention dinosaurs. So in that episode, they are putting on like a gallery that's kind of Harry Potter inspired, but rather than having like fake creatures, they have real, like they want to put together like real fossils and real creatures and relics that inspired some of the creatures from the Harry Potter book. And one of them is an actual dinosaur called Dracorex. And the reason they're putting that in the exhibit is because its skull looks like the head of a dragon, and its actual name, like its paleontological name or scientific name, I can say the name of dinosaurs, but I can't say paleontological, if that's even a word. But anyway, it's Dracorex hogwartsia. That's the dinosaur's actual name. So yeah, and in another episode, they're on the Jurassic Coast in the UK, which is a real place, and loads of dinosaur fossils and footprints are found there. And yeah, they're researching dinosaur footprints or potential dinosaur footprints, and they're trying to determine if they're actually from a dinosaur, and if so, what kind of dinosaur. So yeah, there's lots of other things as well. Like there's some of, like, you know, the early humans. You know, they do a bit on that, and just like stuffed animals they've got there as well. So yeah, it's a great series. Even if even if it's just one episode you really like, it's worth it. So yeah, that's that. Hope the Blue Whale. So I'll just quickly touch up on what's to come. So my next big cat video, I'm not quite sure what to do. Well, what topic to touch up on first. So I'm either going to touch upon local sightings to me that are in my area, or breeds. So what are people seeing? You know, what colour are they? How big are they? What the builds are of the cats, etc. I won't go into too much detail right now because obviously I don't want to take content away from those videos. And I recently went through my phone, all of my pictures, and I created a photography folder. And any photographs I'd taken on my DSLR in the past when it was working, I've put into this folder. Any what I classed as worthy photographs. But I've also included photographs I've taken on my camera, on my phone, that have actually turned out really well. Just so, because when I get my lens and I can start actually taking photographs on my camera again, I have a Nikon app on my phone in which I can literally transfer pictures Bluetooth from my camera to my phone, and then I can upload them straight on the internet from my phone. So I've kind of created a photography folder ready for that. Anything else? I'll probably be posting more dinosaur videos. I did a dinosaur short video, which 800 odd views in like 3 days. I don't know how that happened. It was supposed to get the full length video more views, but that kind of didn't happen. But hey up. I still want to get hold of Papo dinosaurs, but that's something that I'm do in the future. When I say the future, maybe over the next few months. So yeah, probably that's about it. I've been rambling on for nearly 13 minutes. So I hope you were inspired by the story of Hope the Blue Whale, and it inspires you to go watch that documentary, or not even that documentary. Even if you search on YouTube, you know, clips of blue whales or any types of whales or any nature or any wildlife, and you know, any wildlife should be preserved and cherished, because humans have killed a lot of wildlife and made a lot of wildlife extinct. So it's lucky that we actually still have blue whales swimming in the oceans today. So yeah, there we go. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching. If you've watched this all the way through, I appreciate it, and yeah, stay safe. Bye.